morning, YouTube. So I thought that I would show you a little bit of what I am doing today. I just woke up. No, that's false. I didn't just wake up. It is Thursday, March 24th, and today is a rest day, but I am doing sprints and a little bit of low intensity steady state cardio. So I was going to show you what I'm eating and how I am starting off my mornings these past few days. So I've been reading a book, Fall 7 Times, Stand Up 8, and it's by John Mason, and it's just kind of about how to succeed no matter what. And I thought that this would be very fitting to just kind of start my day every morning reading a chapter and just getting like a takeaway from it. The past few chapters have just been about finding your purpose and finding what you were meant to be, like, and finding what you were supposed to be doing in your life. And it talks about how people run from things but they don't really know what they're running from. So to me, that kind of makes me think of people who, you know, they work Monday through Friday just to get to the weekend. And then the second chapter I read, so I've been reading it the past couple days, is perseverance and having the courage to continue on when other people will quit. Kind of talking about how people make excuses and the people that succeed are the ones that persevere no matter what. So it's just been really nice to start my morning starting off on like a good note and like a positive note, and just trying to find something in your life that you can take away from, something that you can apply it to. So that's been really nice, and I've been snapping like a few quotes and putting it on my Snapchat every morning. So I'm gonna hope to continue to do that. I really like Emily Hayden and Emily Duncan, how they've been starting their days off and their mornings off on like a really positive note, and I feel like that really sets a tone for the rest of your day. So I'm going to try to incorporate something like that and, you know, see how it goes. I feel like, you know, that's much better than starting your morning off in like a complete panic and running around and being super negative. So just trying to take a few minutes to myself to relax. So I'll show you what I'm eating before I go and do sprints, and then I will actually probably take you guys with me to show you that. So I'll show you. So I just got some plain coffee, and I get some oats and blueberries, and I think there's yeah, I cooked it with a little bit of banana and cauliflower. So those are my big oats. You can actually see how big that bowl is. Prep update for you today, and I want to make sure I have all my numbers correct. So actually what I do, I track my my weight. I don't know if you guys, if you have an iPhone, you have this little widget for health, but that little icon, so I just press that and it brings up your dashboard, and I have my weight. So you can go to like show all data, and I have all my weight for all, basically however long I've been tracking, so like a year maybe. And again, weight isn't the only factor that you should consider to check progress, but when you're prepping for a show, obviously you need to lose a little bit of weight. So I try not to step on the scale and let that dictate how I'm feeling for the day. Yeah, I can get frustrated sometimes if I had an awesome day, you know, I hit my numbers like spot on, and then I jump on the scale the next morning and I'm like, you know, your body fluctuates. Your weight fluctuates. There are a number of different factors that can cause weight fluctuations, like sodium, how late you ate the night before, how much sleep you got, DOM, so if you're super sore and your muscles are holding on to water retention, bloating, you know, there are just so many different things. So I have to try to not let that affect me. And like, yeah, maybe I'll jump on the scale and like, you know, my weight's fluctuated a pound and I can be like, ah, crap, that sucks. But I make sure that that doesn't affect me the rest of the day. Like, oh, I'm a failure. You know, how could I let myself go like that? Or like, I'll never be ready in time. If anything, I try to use that as fuel to push harder in the gym, push harder for cardio and things like that, and make sure that I really am hitting my numbers 100%. So I started my prep. I started my prep around February 23rd. So I was like 125, 124. I think my weight fluctuated a tiny bit because I had like my last supper and I just had like basically something to kick off prep and just say, all right, this is, you know, my one last kind of like free meal before I get started. So I started around 125, 124. And my weight this week has been fluctuating around 120 and 121. So, you know, 3 to 5 pounds, somewhere around there. I've had 2 macro changes. My fat and my protein have stayed the same. We've just been manipulating carbs. I am only doing 2 HIIT sessions and 2 low intensity steady state sessions, which I am like super OCD, and like I like to compare and contrast and like look at the differences between everything. So I like created this whole spreadsheet to show what I was doing for my prep last year versus what I'm doing this year. And I know that every prep is different, so I have to keep that in mind and not overanalyze everything, but I just like to say, oh, you know, this is what I'm doing this prep and this is where I was at the same time as a so the same time last prep I was doing 4 sessions of HIIT and 2 sessions of steady state, but the intervals or the times were also increased. You know, for only doing 2 HIIT and 2 lists right now, I feel like I'm in a pretty good state. So we're not like utilizing a ton of cardio at the moment. Again, that'll probably change considering that I'm 11 and 13 weeks out, but you know, we're still taking it very, very gradual right now. We don't want to do anything super crazy. So my weight, I feel like, has been fluctuating quite a bit, more so than I can remember. I had talked to my coach a little bit about, you know, she had mentioned something that she saw in like my food diary, and I had said that, you know, I'm giving it 100%, so I'm not sure like why my weight is fluctuating, yeah. And she's like, well, you know, I don't think you really are giving it 100%. And like, of course, like, you don't want to hear that you're not doing that, but I have to put my ego aside, if that makes sense, and kind of like look back and say, you know what, you're right. Like, prep is prep, and it's hard to live like a normal balanced life when you're prepping, and you know, you can as much as possible, but if you really are trying to give it 100%, then you know, yeah, you should probably cut back on eating out at restaurants, you know, or just kind of estimating. And like, I know I'm 13 and 11 weeks out, so it's not, well, again, that's that mindset. Like, I don't want to do things and be like, well, I'm only, you know, 12 weeks out, like I still have time, or, you know, it's not a big deal, you know, I'm only this, because then the next thing I know, I'm going to be like 5 weeks out and be like, well, crap. Like, basically I'm trying to maintain or trying to find balance between living life and being on prep. So I want to try to have it as normal of a life while I'm on prep, but I also have to know that this is something that I'm committing to, and you know, I only have 13 weeks left. It's a small portion of the grand scheme of things, and I really need to commit to that. You know, that means not estimating, that means knowing what I'm eating, what I'm putting into my body, and trying to get into that mindset of I'm in prep, I'm making sacrifices, and you know, you can do it. And I feel like there's a lot of talk right now about people talking about living life outside of prep, and that you don't have to prep to be in the fitness industry, and that that's not what makes you like worthy, which I 100% agree with. I don't think that you have to prep or you have to compete in order to make it in the fitness industry. I don't think that you have to starve yourself if that's something that you don't want to do. And yeah, I do. I think Chapeau, I think I'm saying that, El Chapeau, she said that bikini preps and bikini competitions are the new fad diet. And I kind of agree with that. I feel like people just want to prep, get on stage, and like that is their way of losing weight. But right now, like I've wanted to compete for years and years and years, and this is something that I'm finally doing. And you know, I stepped up on stage and I want to be back up there again. And right now that's where my passion lies, and that's where I want to utilize my energy. And you know, this is something that I'm passionate about and I do enjoy. But you know, right now I like being able to push myself and see what I'm capable of and bringing a better package and beating my first physique. And so that's what I'm passionate about right now, and that's what I'm going to continue to do unless my passion takes me elsewhere. But you know, that being said, if you don't want to prep for a competition, like you don't have to. You don't have to. You can make it into the fitness industry in so many different ways. You just have to find your niche and what you're passionate about and really give that your all. If you don't want to prep, don't prep. Don't kill yourself. Don't go through the process if you don't enjoy it. That goes with anything in life. If you don't run with like the popular kids or the popular crowd, if you don't want to be doing that, if you don't find happiness in that, and then do what makes you happy. If you like running, then run. If you like doing yoga, then do yoga. You know, there are just so many other things that you can do outside of competing in the fitness industry. So that's my little rant slash like prep update. Sorry, I'll probably have to edit out a ton of this because I just rambled. But if you liked, you know, this little prep update, if you want to hear more about how, you know, what I'm doing and how I'm doing, give it a thumbs up, and I can incorporate more of these into my vlogs. But I will take you with me to the gym for sprints, and then we'll see what else I want to vlog today. So I will see you in the next clip. Bye. Cut. Once you get down to that like nitty gritty, let's see, with my coach,